in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to discuss in this reaction video is the lack of role models, positive role models for Black women. The reasons why we are having some of the biggest issues that we are having, in my most humble opinion, with modern Black women is because all of their heroes are women who glamorize lifestyles of debauchery and promiscuity. So we're going to talk about that from how she should dress, so a man have power over that. And we're going to talk about promiscuity. And we're going to talk about how all this impacts their mindsets, okay? Now, before we do that, go ahead and hit that the notification bell or the subscribe button. Once you do that, select the option that says all. Once you do that, you'll be informed of all my new uploads. Can you dig it, baby? So let me go ahead and I want you to notice this first one, man. All right, let me get to it, man. Hold on right quick, y'all. Boom. Now, I want you to hear this woman, man. Oh, you got to hear it. Let's get it.
Do you think a man should ever tell a female how to dress?
What I've seen here tonight? Hell yeah. Hell no! Hell no!
Now, look at that thing right there. Shit, look at that thing there, boy. All right. Now, that thing is one of the reasons why we have an issue with our Black women. That thing represents the attitude and the perceptions of modern day Black women, their outlooks on modesty, their outlooks on being able to be submissive to a man, yielding to a man's authority and direction. Because a man would tell a woman not to dress any kind of way when they go out there. A man would check you. And y'all don't understand, when a man checks you, corrects you, instructs you to do something other than what you're deciding to do, it is a form of protection and affection. You can call it love if you want to, because a man is not going to take time to correct anyone that he don't give a shit about. You get what I'm saying? So if a man tell you that, he's showing ownership of you, not in the way that you want to say in bondage and all that modern age stuff, but you belong to him. If you get married to that man, or if you are married to that man and you take on that man's last name, that means you are his property. I know you don't like me saying it that way, but you say the same thing when you say, that's my man, that's my husband, that's the one, when you say that, you're showing ownership of that man, saying to the world, that's my man. He belongs to me. I take care of him. I love him. He loves me. That's what you're saying. So when I say property, it's the same thing. I'm coming at you with a masculine way of saying that, you fool. When you have a car, it's in your name, that means that's your property. If you carry a man's name, you're his property. Those children that carry that man's name is his property. That's why when the government kicks in and you got to pay all them damn, you get money for your tax refunds and stuff like that, you got to file them as dependents because they are depending upon that man or that mother or that family. So let's get all that dumb stuff out the way. Now, let's get back to what she just said. This is sick. Look at her. Let's look at her.
Do you think a man should ever tell a female how to dress?
What I've seen here tonight? Hell yeah. Hell no! Hell no! Hell yeah.
Why you say that?
Because would you wear that shit to church?
I do. I go to church in my living room. God damn it, I wear what I want.
Like I always say, what Black women like to say, I do what I want.
I do what I want. I'm a mustard back heifer. I do what I want.
Now, let's get into a real serious part of this conversation with this lady right here, this other woman, because she's finna break it down. There it is. Now, I want y'all to hear what she got to say. She usually has some good things to say. Let's get it.
I think that in order to be a high value woman, you can't be a promiscuous woman. And I don't care what anybody says. I think that high value means exclusivity, and exclusivity means everyone can't get it. If anybody can get at you, that's not high value. Not to be confused with valuable. If you look at diamonds, all diamonds are valuable, but some of them have the highest value, whereas other ones get crushed into little baby parts and are the fillers for other pieces of jewelry. All valuable. But high value is different from valuable, especially if you're a high value feminine woman that wants a high value masculine man. You cannot be.
He's right. Every woman running around here think that they are highly valuable. They think they are high value women. They may have some value, but they're not as valuable as they think they are. Again, the dating market determines your value. Us as men determine the value of the woman. Even if the woman is highly educated, can cook, clean, whatever, we on an individual basis and sometimes collectively can tell you the value of a woman. If a group of men see her, excuse my allergies kicking in. If a group of men see a woman and she acting real wild and she live like known lifestyle of debauchery and promiscuity, she's out there bad in these streets, us as a collective of men can say that's a hoe. When we say that you're a hoe, we're telling you your value. Now, we got a woman say, okay, she's not in them streets. She dressed modestly. She may be educated, but she also submissive. She's kind. She's pleasant to be around. Then us as men as collective can say, that woman's a lady. We're giving you the value. So your value does not come from your own efforts, ladies. Your value doesn't do that. The things that you're doing, everything that a woman do, everything that a woman does is to bring something positive and beneficial to a man. I know you don't like that. You get your education for a man. You get your own home, your home is for a man. You're supposed to be useful, not useless. You're supposed to bring something to us that we can use. And men normally have their own things together in most relationships. So when a woman wants a man, he usually have his shit together anyway. Be honest with you. So we don't need your stuff, but we need to be able to use you if we're going to get with you and try to build the future with you. You got to bring some tools to the construction site. You got to bring some tools to the work site, lady. You can't just come up there with your coochie and your titties and stuff like that and you're sucking and you're licking on and eating booty and think that's going to make the relationship work. It doesn't happen like that. So everything a woman does is for a man. And if you're a religious person, everything a woman does is for God and then that man. The man will always come first. The problem is a lot of these suckers and simps done let these women believe that they should come first. Therefore, they killing each other over these women. They're going to jail behind women and stuff. They're getting a fight behind women. You a bigger pussy than the woman that got one. You know how disposable women are? I don't know why you get upset when I say this, because women let you know you're disposable. You know how easy it is to get another woman? You could be with a woman for 20 years and y'all break up, you can get another one that day. All you gotta do is keep yourself kind of in shape, have your own thing. The hardest time you're gonna have is probably getting rid of that woman because she ain't gonna like the fact that you're moving on. Even if she doesn't want to be with you. She don't want you to move on so quickly. She finds herself in a race. She want to beat you to get into a new relationship so she can make you hurt and be jealous. Man, fuck her, let her go. That's a word for somebody out there today. I don't know who it's for, but yeah. Go and get you another woman, man. Get you somebody that make you happy. Let's keep going.
Be promiscuous. I'm sorry, body count matters.
So, wait, what? Okay, wait a minute. You can't be promiscuous. So do you believe in a born again virgin?
I honestly feel like if this was something that was done in your past and it never comes up and you never have the conversation around body count, then let it die. Like, you know, if you're in your 40s and you had a wild time in college, does that really matter? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if you are in your current age and you are promiscuous,
oh yeah,
I do not believe that a high value, high earning masculine man would choose you. He will.
Know why? Because you're a hoe. And that's what we're dealing with right now. And there ain't no such thing as a born again virgin. That dumb stuff. There's no way you can go back on that. All you can say is I'm practicing abstinence. I'm going to hold out to marriage. I want to break your bubble today. All you fools run around this damn planet talking about I'm a born again virgin. I want you to know how silly you sound. Virginity is something that you only have one. You can have one time and lose one time. You can't renew it like a damn Netflix subscription. It's over with. You lost it. You ain't a virgin no more. Okay? You've been touched. Stop it, women, with that bullshit. Let's keep going.
Masculine man would choose you. He will make you one of his options too, just like you let everyone else make you an option. But being a promiscuous woman takes away from your value.
I agree. We live to a certain standard. Our past doesn't matter. Why should I succumb myself to what you think of me because of my past? And God doesn't even do that.
Well, you know, though, I think that has to do with heavy healing too, right? Because ultimately, do you have shame in the fact if you were a hoe in college and you haven't accepted it? Okay, like, and now you try to hide from it. But if you're like, no, I did what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And that's the thing too. I think that because so many people live outside of integrity with themselves, that it feels crazy when you have to tell the truth about yourself, because people are so locked in to the lies that they tell, so
Mm.
locked into the facade that they project, that it's like anything that gets close to their actual self is hurtful.
Yeah.
Or now you're offended. Why are you offended? Because you heard the truth?
Exactly. Women can't stand to hear the truth. Now I'm gonna put another thing what a woman gonna say about the role models and stuff. I'm gonna play her the last one, man. But I want to put this brother up here. I like what he said, how he said it. You dig? Hold on one second. You got to see what he said. Trying to get this thing right. Yeah, the role models, man, they ain't got them, man. The biggest role model they got is Sexy Red and any other type of hoe. All them women that fight on Zeus Network and all this stuff like that, those are role models that black women have. Y'all black women, in my most humble opinion, should be ashamed of yourselves for presenting yourself in such a way that the next generation that's coming up underneath you is going to not only try to emulate what you're doing, but going to try to pass it to show you that they can be more hoes, bigger hoes, and greater hoes than you. That is so sad. More manipulative, more materialistic, more angry, more entitled, having more of a bad attitude, more unpleasant to be around. Those are the seeds that you are planting today into the next generation, man. Now listen to what this gentleman has to say as we put it on the screen and we get to it. Right on.
What's going to happen to our people if we continue on, if our little girls don't get their dignity back? If they don't find other heroes other than these high-class whores that they're promoting on television and in music and on Facebook. Y'all don't hear me. What's going to happen to our girls if we have to take Kamala Harris as a hero for them? And what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to our boys if you're going to have Kurt Franklin booty dancing and trying to sing gospel music? Some people talk about the gift. Well, it's not the gift, it's the anointing that destroys the yoke. My sons will tell you, my wife will tell you, many years ago, I got rid of Sirius because I said, I'm not listening to Kurt Franklin.
Yep. Then he went to some religious stuff, but you get the point. Now, let me get into what this woman for to say, because she's making a very good point about the role models of things. If we're talking about the role models today, can you dig? We got to talk about it, man. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hope y'all doing all right out there. Can you dig it? If you're doing all right and you a boss, say right on. All right, let's get it.
This might be a hot take, but I feel like positive role models for women in the media have reached an all-time low. I grew up in an era where these were the women who were my role models that I really looked up to when I watched TV.
I want y'all to notice that most of these women are clothed, don't have their breasts hanging out.
The women who were my role models that I really looked up to when I watched TV. And I just don't feel like we're getting as much of these media portrayals anymore. I just feel so grateful that these are the images I was exposed to and inspired by in my formative years, because I think seeing women like this on TV played a big role in who I aspired to become. As women, what we see on TV, what we consume in the media, this has a huge influence on us. And so I just got to thinking, who are younger women looking up to these days? Because I am not seeing these images in the media like we used to in the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s. This is one of the reasons why I started creating content that depicted women who carried themselves with elegance and class, because I feel like we don't see enough of that in the media today, especially on social media. It's really not until I go back and look at older TV shows and movies that I realize how much has changed and how few role models we have for Black women in the media today. But I hope that my corner of TikTok inspires you to embrace elegance.
Tell you what, she's right. Because back then, being a hoe wasn't as big as it is now. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon, man. Y'all take it easy now, you hear?